What is it that we propose to achieve in human life? We have got something called fourfold purusharthas. Fourfold purushartha. What is that? Dharma, artha, kama and moksha. First of all, be dharmic, be righteous. Now, if our constitution, the word is translated as dharma nirapekshak, where do we stand? Can there be a human society devoid of dharma? It is impossible. Dharma is there for the individual, for the family, for the society, for the father, mother, children, everybody it is dharma. That alone is there, nothing else. So, first of all, be righteous, dharmic. And with dharma, you acquire artha. Artha means wealth and resources. What for? To fulfill your desires, kama. Our dharma does not say that all of you become sannyasins, become ascetic. We never say that. We also don't say that you become poor. No. We should become affluent, resourceful. We should become healthy. We should have civilization. And the civilization should be a very refined one, sustaining one, not a destroying one. As long as we have fear of war, we should organize our defense against it. Our country was one where hundreds of kingdoms were there. And it was the ambition and aspiration of every small king to become an emperor. Ashoka was perhaps the person who kept his sword down. So many people were fighting. Fighting is a tendency in man. As long as fighting tendency is there, that indulgence cannot be avoided. You have to organize your offense or at least defense in your way. It is very good, very necessary. So, artha and then kama. Fulfill your desires. How long can this go? So, be righteous, earn right wealth, and the wealth should be self-earned, not got in the form of patrimony. My father has given me. Please don't say that. Let father's wealth be given to somebody else. You earn yourself. They have brought you up. They have given you education. Earn and live on your own income. And the third category of wealth is matrimony. What is that? Given in the form of dowry. The worst. One should be shy to say, I have my wife's wealth. If women start marrying men, then they should say, I have got my husband's wealth. That also should not be said. So, dharma, artha and kama. And finally, what for? How long? He said, moksha. What is this moksha? It is that release from the shackles of the mind and intelligence. We have lived well, we have earned wealth, we have applied them, we have fulfilled our desires, and we now are ready to be free. When the children become grown up, entrust the family care to the children, and you walk off. Walk off. You are not happy when I say this. Moksha means it is a release, a freedom, and the ecstasy born out of this freedom. There is an ecstasy in the mind. Desire is a subduing factor. A desireful mind is restless. It can never be happy. When the mind is free of desires, Ramayana, Yoga Vasishta Ramayana, Vasishta tells Sri Rama, na rasayana panena, na lakshmiya alinganayana cha. If Mahalakshmi comes and gives you a warm embrace, you will not be so happy as you are when the mind is free from the clutches of desire. Suniyana. At least let us listen to. It may not become true in your life, but at least let us listen to it. Honor this principle which our people have been holding on. So, moksha is that. Now, these dharma, artha, kama, moksha are pursued and achieved in 4 different stages of life. What are they? Brahmacharya, the life of education. Maybe 20, 21 years. Then Garhastya, householder life, where you live after marriage and you give birth to at least 2 children to take your places. And when they are grown up, you say, I have had my innings, I am retiring. Don't be a non-retiring cricket man. So retire. Innings are over. Garhastya. Then Vanaprastha. Vanaprastha means you are superannuated. If it's a government job, you are superannuated, even other jobs. Now here, you superannuate yourself from the household and say, so far, I could not look after my mind and probe into the inner dimensions. Now I have to. I am going away and get away. The wife is free to accompany if she says, okay, but most wives will say, I don't come, you go. Garhastya, Vanaprastha. If you are able to make success of Vanaprastha life, then you become a sannyasin. That is the person who does Loka Sangraha. They are the people who are capable of thinking and understanding. This moksha takes place when you inquire into Brahman, the supreme reality. I told you, Athato Brahma, Dharma Jijnasa. The second stage of Jijnasa is, what is this Dharma? What is this moksha? Ultimately, all are, what is the source and what is the terminus? I want to know how the whole world is existing. The earth is surrounded by air. Air is surrounded by space. So many planets are there. If all the planets and heavenly bodies are put together, bundled up together, a mathematical scientist in America told us it will be 0.13 zeros and 1. Only that much will be the planets and the heavenly bodies. 0.9999139, that will be the free space. So the entire creation seems to be born out of a so-called vacuum, something like that. I want to know what it is. The earth is unintelligent and insentient, so is water, so is air, so is fire, so is space. But we are all sentient. Where from the sentience came if it was not there in the earth? So what is the source of the entire creation? What is meant by moksha? By what shall I get moksha? What is it that worth clinging to? All the things in this world, including my body, are perishable. Is there anything imperishable which I can hold on to? When you start thinking in this manner, it becomes Brahma Jijnasa, and moksha results from that. So what is the sequence that I am mentioning now? Achara, from there Vichara, Dharma Jijnasa, then Brahma Jijnasa, and all these are realized through a fourfold pursuit called Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. Now, one more point I shall say and then I stop. See, our Dharma is something very, very complex and it is very powerful. Do you mean to say it is simply bundles of quotes and quotes? No, it is not so. Just imagine. Arjuna was a valorous fighter. He was a righteous warrior also. 13 years of preparation, austere preparation he did. He came to the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Both the armies raised their war cries. Only discharge of arrows was about to take place. At that time Arjuna said, I would like to examine the army. With whom shall I fight? Take Krishna, my chariot a friend, and station it in such a vantage point so that I can examine everything. Krishna drove the chariot, stopped it before Bhishma and Drona. Bhishma, the grandfather, Drona, the teacher, Kripacharya and so many others were there. Looking at them, Arjuna felt so moved by sympathy and feelings that he was unable to control himself. The total personality of Arjuna crumbled. Gandiva fell, body was trembling, mouth went dry, the mind started whirling, the intelligence started saying it's a sinful war, don't attempt it. What is left aside in him? Gandiva gone, body trembles, mouth dry, mind whirls, intelligence argues in a wrong manner. Absolute crumbling. When everything crumbled in this manner, Krishna was there. He had to arouse, awaken and enlighten him. Whatever weakness had overpowered him, the entire weakness had to be pushed aside and he had to be revived. Krishna found that no ordinary dharma will be able to achieve it. Are you following me? Asthana sneha karunya dharma dharma dhiya kulam prabannam parthamuddishya shastra avadaranam kritam. Our dharma shastras are numerous. A variety of things are there. So none of these things will be able to sustain Arjuna now. There is only one way. Give him an identity and make him anchor himself in it. That is that soul dharma. He started speaking to him about soul, the imperishable, which you are referring to by the word I. The I is not the body is yours. The mind is not the I, mind is yours. The intelligence also is yours. The ego also is yours. The you stand differently. That refers to the imperishable presence in you, the soul. Natvevaham jadunasam natvam neme janadhivaha najaivana bhavishyamaha sarve vayamatah param. The first message he told him was this. He made Arjuna think, introspect. He was grief-stricken, overpowered. He says, Ashocyan anvashochaha. You are grieving over people who should not be grieved at. It was a shocking enlightenment for him. After all, it is Krishna who speaks. So he responded, am I crying wrongly? Yes, I am crying wrongly. So what should I do? I should smile rightly. Now, what is the method for it? Transition from tears to smiles. Tell me, Krishna, let me hear. Then he said, there was no time when you were not. There was no time when I was not. There was no time when Bhishma and Drona and the others were not. There is not going to be a time when we will not be. As you are, you were, and you will be. This is that imperishable identity, my dear souls. Everything in this world will go. Your body also will go. Your relations and children also will go. Everything will go. Can we end up our life with tears, with sorrow, with bereavement? No. The very I that you refer to denotes an imperishable presence in you. You started saying right from the beginning. Now also you say the same I. The hair has become grey or bald. But you still say I. You have grown, become a husband or a wife, become a father, a parent, become a grandparent. Even that the I remains the same. So that is the imperishable presence. A new identity was given, the soul dharma. And he said what? The last phase, you have to outlive everything. Dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Moksha becomes true when you rise above all concepts, considerations, duties, obligations, everything. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyade. Arjuna, never think about anything, success or failure. You have not come here to succeed, nor have you come here to fail. 18 Akshagunis, 4.5 million warriors were there. And part of the warriors, a major share was Pandava side. All of them were killed. It was not all success. So many people died. Abhimanyu also was lost. So you have not come here either for success or for failure. Let the mind be even towards success and failure. Nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyade. Develop a non-dual, a transcendental attitude where neither virtue nor vice, neither good nor bad, nothing will hinder you at all. You will not be dependent upon the good. You will not be resenting the bad. There is a level of transcendence. There is a level of ecstatic transcendence. Reach there. That is where your soul is, your soul's nature is. So in this way, he advised him. So our dharma progressively takes you to what? Initially, it institutes and persuades you to observe so many disciplines and standards in the sensory level. Thereafter, it purifies your speech, sublimates your mind, elevates and enlightens your intelligence. It also makes your ego extinct. Ultimately, you become as transparent as space, a spatial expansion, elevation, enlightenment. These are given to you and you become free.